Welcome everybody to Going with Louis. Today I'm going to be talking about House of Asher episode 5. But first I would like to say an Happy New Year. Hope y'all safe out there. The reason why I didn't do the video last week because I was a little under the weather. Like I said, welcome everybody to Going with Louis. Today I'm going to be talking about the House of Asher. I know I said that already. Now let's get it started. The episode begins with Caesar coming to the House of Asher and taking over. Damn, what an episode! I'm not gonna bore you out with the boring parts. I'm just go straight for the point. So the episode fire, right? The gladiator that you see. Let me pull out my trusty digital marker. The gladiator, or should I say, the gladiator that you see. Hold on. The gladiator that you see right here, that woman, the woman gladiator, she nasty with it. She was training for the dwarfs. Nah. And I'm gonna get to that a little bit later. But first I want to start out by saying Julius Caesar took over the House of Asher, and folks, it wasn't pretty. Julius Caesar's wife, she took over. She took over as the domina. Long story short, that the woman gladiator was training, and damn, that was a pretty good episode. So what happened was they were training, right? And so, hold on, I'm gonna try to put this another way. So a lot happened in this episode. Long story short, Julius Caesar took over, and they were throwing a party to show off the gladiators, but nobody knew that Asher had a woman gladiator. They were amazed and upset at the same time. Especially the old guy. I'll be right back. I'm gonna show you the old guy. Okay, folks. See this old fart right here? This old guy right here? Do it again. See that old guy right there? He did not know the Astro was gonna present a female gladiator. He did not know. And he was surprised and a little bit upset. Everybody started laughing. So the dwarfs came to the party and Asher's villa, right? And so they were cutting the ass on Asher and the woman gladiator. That shit was funny. this woman right here, this old lady right here, y'all know she don't like Asher. Y'all know she don't like Asher. You know what? They don't like each other. They just leave it at that. So, Asher was presenting the gladiator, right? His gladiators, right? And then the girl comes out, and everybody start laughing. You know, at Asher and his gladiator. So, alright, did the scene all the way at the end. I'm gonna get to the juicy part. Did the scene all the way at the end with the father and son duo, the gladiator. Let me see if I can find a picture of them. Alright. So, okay, hold on. I'm getting too close. So, this is the father right here. And I know what y'all thinking. That's the son right beside the father. Nope. This is the son. So this is the father-son duo of gladiators. And let me tell you something. When they work together, they nasty with it. Well, the son had a problem with the father because he was sitting down and eating his dinner with the female gladiator. You know, they take breaks after they train, like midday breaks. So they had a midday break, right? So he sat down with the female gladiator, the father. You know, he was chilling. He always sit down with the female gladiator just to make her feel like she's a part of something. Meanwhile, the son don't like the female gladiator, but the son, he has a plan for the female gladiator, right? So the son makes this big speech about we're all equals, we're all gladiators, and he did the old school Spartacus mantra. He was like, what lies beneath your feet? And they all said, sand, water with the tears of blood. And he said, the son said, we all are brothers of this house. But at the same time, they were giving her bread and, you know, all that shit. But he has a plan for the female gladiator, which I'm going to get to that in a second. Well, the female gladiator and the father that you see right here, you know, right here, this guy, I'm not going to do the circle, but that guy, he have, I'm gonna say the words, he had relations with the female gladiator, right? The female gladiator was in the father's cell, in the room, you know, in their cell, right? So, long story short, they have relations, but the son doesn't know. But I think the son is gonna find out pretty soon. All right, enough of that. So we get to the games. So we get to the games, right? So the father's son is up first. So the the father and son gladiator. Yo, I'm not gonna lie, the father almost got if it wasn't for the son. Yo, the son saved his life though, because the father almost got, he almost got the TV turned off. Yeah. So, I'll be right back. Alright, so the last match was the female gladiator versus the brother Paradox. I think it was the dwarfs, but Caesar changed the plans. Instead of fighting the dwarfs, she had to fight this big dude, bigger than her. Yo, the fight, it was nasty. Yo, she went to block, and the sword went right through her fingers. It split her fingers in half. I wish I could show you that picture, but it was too graphic, so I'm not gonna show you it. If y'all wanna check out the episode, if y'all got stars, go check out the episode and see for yourself. But she went to block, and her sword broke, and she went to block, right? Her finger, it went right between the webbing, and the other gladiator almost cut off her finger, yo. And then the other gladiator picked her up and threw her. Shit. And she started hallucinating. I think about her sister. I think about her sister or homeland. But she went crazy though. Shit. Last but not least, she fainted too. Yo, she fainted because she lost a lot of blood. I mean, a lot of blood. More blood than usual. Oh yeah, and I forgot to add, Caesar's wife, she's a thought. Yo, she went, right? She's at Asher's villa, right? And Asher got a statue of himself. And the wife of Caesar was like, nah, take that shit out of here. I'm putting in my words. She was like, nah, take that shit out of here. It repulses me. My mind, I'm like, this bitch. Right? And Asher's slave, the one with the red hair, they got curly hair. I'm not gonna look for the picture because I don't want this video to take too long. So the girl with the red curly hair, right? So Caesar was like to Asher, you think you're equal to me? Yo, he kicked the shit out of Asher. Yo, that shit. I'm not gonna lie, I felt bad. I was like, Asher, what are you doing? In my mind, I'm like, Asher, what are you doing? Why you ain't go back to season 1 the way you was in season 1 and season 2? Shit, that's not the Asher that I know. The Asher that I know will find a way to fuck him up. Yo. So you start kicking Asher, and it was like, you think you equal to me? Nah, you do. I'm gonna put this in my word. You do what the fuck I say. Alright, he took Asher's favorite slave, and long story short, they had relations while Caesar's wife was getting her cookie eaten out by Asher's other slave. The girl doesn't know what the girl with the red hair. Yo, I don't like Julius Caesar. I'm being dead ass. I ain't like him in the 4th season of Spartacus. I ain't like him in the House of Asher neither. Well, I'll be right back with the other episode 6. So I'm gonna put this all in one video. So I'll be right back. Alright folks, I'm back with episode 6 of Spartacus, the House of Asher. Now there's a lot to unpack this episode. It wasn't a lot of action per se. It was a lot of talk, Anyway, so it begins right. I'm gonna start it out like this. Julius Caesar's wife, she's still behind, while Julius Caesar went to see Wester. There you go, see Wester. If you see Spartacus season 4, you know what I'm talking about. So Caesar went back to see Wester, while Caesar's wife stood behind, running the House of Asher. Now, hold on, let me see if I can find a picture of her real quick. Now, this woman right here, this beautiful woman right here, this beautiful woman right here is Caesar's wife. So she stood behind running the House of Asher. Yo, she embarrassed the shit out of Asher. Right? She was like, bring some of the gladiators up to the villa from the looters. Right? So he did that, right? And so she said, remove your sublagaria. The sublagaria is your underwear. You have no idea. So they removed the sublagaria, and she asked Asher, are you one for the gladiator from this house? And Asher was like, yeah. So long story short, she was like, I'm gonna put it my way. She was like, so if you was a gladiator from this house, so you will do as I say. I'm putting in my words, So she said, remove your sublagaria too. So Asher did, reluctantly, Asher did. And so they start laughing at the nigga, my bad. They start laughing at the dude, sorry for the N-word. They start laughing at the dude, And meanwhile, let me see if I can find a picture of the old lady. I'll be right back. So the old lady was there along with the daughter. Now, mind you, the old lady don't like Asher. And Caesar's wife don't like Asher neither because they feel like Asher's beneath them, But meanwhile, the daughters have like a kind of crush on Asher. I'm not it's not alluded to, but I feel like it's going in that direction. But she was like, "Could I excuse myself from from y'all for a moment?" You know, she had to lie a little bit, and she was like, "The wine is disturbing my stomach." So, and they were like, "Sure, go ahead." So meanwhile, she ends up at the office, you know, in the room with Asher. You know, nothing sexual going on, not yet. The sexual tension, but not fully, not there yet. I feel like there's something coming. Pause. But I feel like something is there, you know, between her and Asher. The daughter of this lady right here. Do that again. Sorry. Sorry about that. There's this old lady right here. And that's her daughter right there. So the daughter kind of have a crush on Asher. So like I said, she went to go check up on Asher real quick. And she was like, "Could I go with you to go visit the female gladiator?" You know, because she was in the Medicus. Oh, funny story. Right before the beginning of the episode was so freaking hilarious. Because Asher, right, he was like, "Go get the Medicus for the female gladiator," right? So he went to ask the Medicus if the female gladiator was going to be alright. And he was like, "I don't know, I'm doing the best that I can," right? So if you remember the old Spartacus with by the artists the first season, you remember when they train, there's no wall where they train at. There's a cliff, right? So Asher just walking with the Medicus, right? And just walk in and casually conversating. And long story short, he grabbed the dude and threw him off the cliff. And he told the doctor, "Yo, do you still got are you still good? Are you still good with with that dude you were dealing with?" He was like, "Yeah, sure." He was like, "Ask the dude that you're dealing with if he could find us another Medicus." Right? So he did that, right? So the Medicus don't speak their common tongue. Guess what he speaks? He speaks Greek. And mind you, Asher is a Syrian. Asher don't speak Greek. He's a Syrian. So Asher's getting frustrated. So back to what I was saying. So Asher went with the girl to go visit the girl gladiator down in the Medicus. This girl right here, I'm gonna do this one. she speaks Greek because her husband have dealings with the Greek, so she speaks a little bit of Greek, so she understood what the medicus was saying. So, long story short, this episode was a lot of talking, not a lot of action, but it was pretty good. So meanwhile, the guy that the Tory was dealing with, come to find out, Caesar, you know, the pirates from I think was from the third episode or second episode, I don't remember. The pirates that were attacking the city. Well, Caesar paid them to attack Asher. But the Tory did not know, neither did Asher. So the guy that the Tory was dealing with was helping out Julius Caesar. And long story short, let me see if I can find a picture of the Tory. Oh yeah, before I forget, right? Julius Caesar's wife was chilling with the old lady right here. You know, this old lady right here. She was chilling with the old lady. Let me put my marker again. She was chilling with this old lady right here. She was chilling with this old lady right here. They chilling, right? They were looking at the gladiators, you know. I don't want to say the word. They were looking at the gladiators, choking the chicken, for lack of a better term. They were looking at the gladiators choking the chicken. Meanwhile, Caesar's wife, y'all already know what she looked like. Caesar's wife is behind this old lady, talking about, oh, I'm gonna put in my words, I know what you want, I know what you need, and start, you know, touching up on her in the cookie area. I'm not gonna say the real word because I don't want to get flagged. So she started touching in the cookie area. So they were getting a little spicy. Luckily it cut right off, so it changed to another scene, right? So meanwhile, I'll be right back. I'm gonna find a picture of the Tory. Meanwhile, I was talking to the Tory, yo, we're gonna set up a contest to see who's the new champion, while the girl gladiators, you know, healing up, you know, resting, cause she's out with an injury. I'm gonna use a wrestling term. She's out with an injury, so they have to have a contest to find out who the new champion is, right? So they have a contest, whatever. So meanwhile, while all this is going on, I'll be back. meanwhile, while all this is going on, right? So they having a contest, right? So long story short, this bring up my mark. I don't know how I'm gonna do this. Sorry about that. That's my sister cat in the background meowing. What the hell? This is the Dotori, right? He has a lack of a better term, a boyfriend. You know, he's part of the. I don't want to offend nobody, but he's part of that group. So he has a boyfriend. So him and his, I'm not gonna say boyfriend, him and his lover. That's not his lover. Let me see if I can find a picture of his lover. I'll be right back. I couldn't find a picture of his lover, so this is gonna have to do. But this is not his. This is not his lover. His lover got curly hair. This guy got straight hair, so this is not his lover. This is the female gladiator's lover right here. So anyway, so him and his lover make a plan because Julius Caesar is trying to kill the Tory's lover, like his partner, you know, for lack of a better term. His partner. He's trying to kill his partner. So yeah, the guy that the Tory was dealing with, he want to escape to I forgot what part of Rome he wanted to escape to, and he trying to bring the Tory. I'm sure. This dude right here, the Tory, and that's his best friend. They're not lovers. So he trying to get the Tory to leave him, but the Tory was like, I don't know. You know, Asher he's planning vengeance, you know, against Julius Caesar. I think that's where it's going. He's gonna plot vengeance against Julius Caesar. And long story short, the Tory's lover got by the brother Ferox. Now I'm gonna show you a picture of the brothers Ferox. Yeah, y'all gonna laugh. So these are the brothers Ferox. This is what the female gladiator was supposed to fight in the games, but they wind up changing it. Julius Caesar winding up changing the match. So this is the brother Ferox. So long story short, they killed the Dotori's lover because he did not do what Julius Caesar wanted, which is to kill Asher. Long story short, Asher had the contest for a new champion of his house. Alright. I'll be right back. So these are the last people in the contest to see who's champion of the house of Asher. So we got father and son. So long story short, the father won the contest, but the Dotori wants out, and he wanted the father to take his place at the Dotori. Asher says, "All right, bet." And Asher, right? He made the announcements to the gladiators. The son is the winner of the contest. The father's gonna take over as Dotori. So long story short, the original Dotori that Asher has, his lover died because the brother the brother Ferox I forgot the name. I usually have it, man. I forgot the name of the person that runs their house, the individual houses. The brother Ferox Lanista. There you go. There, Lanista wants Asher dead. So the brother Ferox Lanista, their master, wants Asher dead. So he contracted. First of all, the guy who wants Asher dead, he found out that the Dotori and his lover was for lack of a better term, playing with his I'm gonna say choking the chicken and choking the chicken, right? He was spying on them, right? Doing, having relations. I don't know why. That's weird to me. But long story short, the Dotori's lover, he's dead. Yep, dead. So the Dotori was like, the Dotori don't know that his love is dead, right? So the Dotori wants his freedom, right? So the episode ends with the Dotori leaving the house Asher. Oh, I forgot to tell you, at the beginning of the episode, you see Asher wanting to take a bath, but Julius sees a wife in there playing with making the slaves play with the kitty cat. You know what I mean. She make them play with the kitty cat. So she gets out the bath. right? And she's talking to Asher, oh, you should marry the old lady's daughter. I forgot for what reason. Anyway, so she gets out the bath. You know, they talking whatever. So she leaves. And Asher was like, yo, clean that up because I'm not taking a bath with her juices in the water, for lack of a better term. Yo, that shit was so funny to me, yo. That shit was so funny to me. He was like, clean that water, or I'm not gonna take a bath with her juices. I'm just putting it in my words. That's what he said. That's what he said, yo. That shit was funny. He said, I'm not taking a bath for her juices, so clean the fucking water up, yo. So, yeah. The episode was good. Not a lot of action. You know. Not a lot of action. Just a lot of talking. But next episode 7, there's going to be a lot of action. Well, folks, if you like my content, please subscribe to my channel. Give me a thumbs up. And remember, folks, always keep on. Have a nice evening and God bless. See you in the next one. Peace. I'm out. Oh yeah, this is not sponsored by Stars. You know, before I forget, this is not a sponsor. I wish somebody would sponsor me, but I'm not monetized yet. I want to know how to get monetized. I know I need the watch hours. I need a lot of subscribers. You subscribe to my channel, that would be great. If you watch the video, like my video, you know, that would be great. Alright, peace. I'm out.